All right, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. We're back. We're back on the air. It's been a while. The Miz is back on the air, and the Miz is going to talk football. I wanted to talk week 1 in the NFL where they play for pay. What's going on, William? What's going on, Super Taj? It's good to have you guys in here. Rig, what's going on, Rig? We are here. We are one night away from the beginning of the 2022 NFL season. And I know the fans are hyped because there's not a sport in this country that lights you up like the National Football League, where we turn boys into men. We separate the men from the boys by the price of their toys. So here we are. I'm going to talk a little, and I'm going to put the link in the chat. Don't mind me if I'm a little low. There's people around in the house, and I don't want to disturb people. But the football season starts tomorrow night with the Rams and the Buffalo Bills. And what I'm trying to do is a prediction show for the games coming up this week. I'd like people to call in. Give me 4 games you love. Give me a lock of the week. Give me one dog that can win the game outright. All right? And then throw in your Super Bowl prediction. Give me the 2 teams that are going to the Super Bowl. And talk your talk about your team. Whatever team it is you love. I know the majority of this fan base is Giants fans, but you have a couple of other fans mixed in. The New York Giants are a young team. I'm a Giants fan. We all know it. In this league, you separate the men from the boys by the price of their toys. And the Giants have young toys that need some growing. And that's what this season's going to be about. And I hope fans don't get angry and jump off the bridge. It's been a lot of losing years, but the New York Giants are building something strong. They got a foundation. And there's young pieces here, but it's not a complete team. There are holes. We're going to need another offseason and a draft, but Joe Shane and Dabo seem like the right regime to take us forward into the future. And there's no disregarding the fact that this next draft is loaded with talented quarterbacks. And classes like this don't come out too often. So you got to kind of think that the Giants are looking in that direction. But we're going to go into the season with our number 8, Daniel Jones. We're going to root for the kid because he wears our blue jersey. He puts in hard work. And right off the bat, the Giants will open up the season with a tough opponent. They're going into Tennessee. The Titans have a very strong front defensive line. They are a veteran team with a lot of experience. What's going on, Hollywood Chicken? My man Chris, how you doing? from Staten Island. Adam, my partner in crime. Adam out of Jersey. Check up Adam's channel, The Hurry Up. He does beautiful little shows, usually in the mornings when there's not much going on, which is a good time to have something. So check up his channel and his show, The Hurry Up. Like I was saying, the Giants have a tough opponent week 1, but it's okay. You go in and you take your best shot. They're missing some players. I don't think Kayvon Thibbs is going to be able to go this week. It's fine. He's a rookie. Let him rest. You know what? You don't rush guys back. Just like the Jets are not rushing back Zach Wilson. You don't rush people back because you end up losing them for the season. So you give up a game or two to get them back 100%. That's the right thing to do. Like I said, I'm in no way delusional about what the season is for the Giants. This regime has shown, even in the last week, by cutting a veteran linebacker like Blake Martinez, what they're telling you is we're going to let the kids play and grow. And the wins are probably not as important as letting the young kids grow this year and finding out where the holes are and what players will be moved as we bring in new players next year. The teams, the regime is rebuilding this team, and they're going to make it their way. And the two biggest questions on this team this year are both in contract years, and that's Daniel Jones and Barkley. And we're going to find out if they earn their future spots here or if it's going to be the final season. It's week 1 in the NFL. And for some people, it's like a holiday. There's a great slate of games this week, and it all starts tomorrow night with the Buffalo Bills at LA Rams. The defending champ Rams will host a team that much of this country believes can very well be the next world champs. So you got a big-time game, but it's early in the season. And a lot of teams in week 1 are usually not on top of their game. But it's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to the game. I wanted to look at a few games before I bring in some calls. That's what I wanted to do. I'm gonna give you 4 games I love. I'm gonna pick your one dog, and then I'm gonna actually just get to the phones and allow people to call in and talk their football talk. Talk about your team a little bit. Give me 3 or 4 games you love. Give me a lock. Give me a dog. Give me whatever the hell you want to give me. I'll leave it up to you. But tonight's week 1 of the National Football League, and we're going to predict some of these games. And you throw in your Super Bowl prediction from me. I love hearing people's 2 teams that are going to this Super Bowl this February. Give it to me and give it to me hard. Let me bring up the schedule here. Then I'm going to put the link in the chat. I'm going to go through some of these games while I give you guys the link. And then I'll take one caller at a time. Let me get this in here. Alright, it's always a problem with this, but yeah. Alright. Try to get the link in here. Throw a team out in the chat if you want me to say a little something about the team and what you think. What I think about the team. Copy. Problem with the link here, but Try one more time to copy this link. All right. There we go. What's going on, Lake Noah? How you doing? Welcome to my stream. Thanks for checking in, guys. Thanks for the support. Please hit the like button if you have the opportunity. I'm going to go through these games. Not all of them, but I'm going to go through some of them. Tomorrow night, you got the Buffalo Bills headed to the LA Rams. For those who care about lettuce, the Rams are plus 2.5 at home, which means the Bills are favored in Rams territory. The defending champs. That says a lot about what Vegas and the rest of this country thinks of Buffalo. The Buffalo Bills are going to the Rams. Now, I'll tell you right now, I'm someone who's picking the Buffalo Bills. I'll tell you right now, the Bills are winning the Super Bowl this year. That's my prediction. I was going to go over that later, but I do got the Buffalo Bills going to the Super Bowl. And in the NFC, I'm going to come out the box a little bit. You know, you could always pick the common teams. You know, Green Bay, the Niners, the Rams, Tampa Bay. Yeah, you know, all that. Listen, the Miz likes something different this year. Me and a friend of mine, Joe, were talking about it, and I was on the same page. The Minnesota Vikings, a team that no one ever picks, to me is going to fly under the radar and make a far run. I think Cousins is doing. He puts it all together this year with the weapons he has, solid defense. The Minnesota Vikings get on a carpet ride and go all the way to the Super Bowl. So I got Buffalo and the Vikings in the Super Bowl with the Bills winning it all. You know what? And we jumped on the wagon and we already gave you the Super Bowl picks. Tomorrow night, that being said, I like the Rams to win the game at home. I think the Bills, week one, not totally ready yet, walking into a hostile environment, a psyched up place where they're going to get their rings. Give me the Rams in this game. I think you're going to see a good game, and I think the Rams are going to win this game 27-24. All right? I'll go to another game. I'll skip the Steelers game. I'm going to go to the Eagles in Detroit. The Philadelphia Eagles are much hyped this year. They got a very strong front seven, a beast front seven with Cox and Jordan Davis they drafted. They got a very strong D. Bradbury in the backfield with Slay. It's a strong secondary. It's all going to be on Hurts. If he's the guy or not, we're going to find out. They picked up A.J. Brown. But for some reason, every time the Eagles are hyped before a season, in the history that I remember, they always fall on their faces. Their big seasons usually come when nobody talks about them, much like the other three teams in the NFC East. The NFC East is a type of division where the team that's never spoken about is the team that comes out of it. You know, it's not a guarantee, but it seems to happen often. I think Detroit is a feisty team, a very feisty, dirty, like a little pitbull. And that's a team you don't really want to play. They're not that good yet. They're young, but their coach is going to have them all riled up like a dog that hasn't eaten. They're a feisty team. Eagles are favored by 3.5 going into Detroit on opening Sunday, and I'm going to take the points with the Lions at 3.5. If you're smart, you buy another point, make it 4.5. Take the Lions plus 4.5. They'll cover the spread, and don't be shocked if they actually won the game outright. New England Patriots are going to Miami for opening day. Miami on paper looks like a strong team. We all know the entire team is solid. They've got stars on this team. They picked up Tyreek Hill. And you know what? Everyone's hyping and talking about the big Miami Dolphins, and New England Patriots look lost. They got two special team coaches as offensive coordinators. Their quarterback is not even average. A lot of people don't love them at all. They think Belichick lost his ways. But I'll tell you what, Belichick's a scheme artist and the greatest coach in the history of the sport. And I believe that the Patriots and Belichick haven't shown anything in preseason on purpose. And they come out in Miami with an entire game plan that nobody saw yet. You know they're gonna be feisty. You know they're gonna be grinding out games, special teams, low scoring defense. It's what they do, and they somehow make the other team play their dog type of football game with them. The New England Patriots will find a way to win this game. I got the Patriots winning this game over Miami, 20-17. Cleveland Browns, with the mess of quarterbacks that they have, will go to Carolina, and I'll keep this short. The Browns are walking into Carolina, and I believe Carolina is pretty well-rounded. They're not that good of a team, but they're pretty well-rounded, and I think they'll hold their home serve on opening day, and Carolina Panthers will win this game. The 49ers are one of the better teams in the NFC this year. They're physical. They're strong. I don't care about the quarterback thing going on. It's always good to have Jimmy G behind the kid in case things don't work or an injury. You have a veteran who's been in there for years and has won a lot of regular season games, so it's not going to hurt them. And I don't think it's going to create any chaos. Lance starts the season, and we see how it goes. The 49ers go to Chicago to meet the Bears, are one of the top 5 worst teams in football, with the number 1 worst offensive line in football. I don't care who their quarterback is. Everyone loves Fields. He's talented, but I haven't seen him do anything. I'm not blaming the guy, but he's behind an offensive line that could get him killed. The Niners win this game. They're -6.5. They should win the game by a touchdown. There's no reason why the Niners don't win this game right here, 27-17. I'm going to go down to a big game on Sunday at 4:30. The Green Bay Packers go to Minnesota, the two teams that will fight for this division this year. I got them both right around the 10-win mark. Maybe one gets to 11. You already know what I think of the Minnesota Vikings. I'm picking the Vikings to go to the Super Bowl this year. You won't hear that anywhere else. The Green Bay Packers are -1.5 going to Minnesota. There's no Davante Adams, but make no mistake about it. Davante Adams will miss Aaron Rodgers way more than Aaron Rodgers will miss Davante Adams, because Aaron Rodgers will take a receiver off the street and make him a number 2 receiver in the NFL. So he will make somebody a number 1 there real quick. They have a strong defense. The Vikings are a well-balanced team on both sides of the ball, and Cousins is poised to put up monster numbers this year. The Packers walk into Minnesota week 1, and I believe they lose the game. The Vikings win the first game at home in Minnesota to take the lead in the division early. I'm a big believer in the Vikings this year. The Vikings will beat Green Bay. Okay? 27-21. I'm going to give you 2 more games. Sunday night, the Tampa Bay Bucks go to Dallas. It's a repeat from last year's week 1. If you remember, Tampa won that game, but Dallas outplayed them for almost the entire game. Dallas is a strong team. Tampa is a strong team. I believe Tom Brady didn't play this preseason. He went and got his face done for some reason. Okay? Now he looks like he's 100 with no jaw. He went and got his face done. Whatever. He's insecure about something. He's got to look like a Barbie doll, but it doesn't look good at all. He missed the entire preseason and a lot of practice with the teams. You're going to say he's a veteran, he's a superstar, he's the GOAT. He doesn't need all that practice. Guess what? You're wrong. Because at an older age, you do need to practice with the receivers. You do need to get on the same timing. I think the Cowboys owe Tampa a little payback for last year. And this time, this game this week is in Dallas, and Dallas is +2.5. So you're getting 2.5 points with Dallas. If you want to buy a half and make them 3, you take the Cowboys +3. I take the Cowboys to win this game outright. The Cowboys will win this game 28-24. Dallas Cowboys. They will go 1-0. I see you waiting, Billy. I'm going to bring you in 2 minutes. The final game is a Monday night game. The Seattle Seahawks decide they're going to start Geno Smith, I could go outside my door in the streets of Florida and find you somebody who's just as good, if not better. The Seattle Seahawks are tanking the season before it even started. It's as clear as a cloud in the sky. Seattle Seahawks know it's a big quarterback class next year, and that's what Carroll's plan is. He's gonna lose about 13 games this year and try to get the number 1 or number 2 pick in the draft. Probably has eyes on C.J. Stroud from Ohio State. That's the only reason you start Geno Smith. Seattle's not a good team. They're broken down. They're not the same team anymore, and they're going to have to kind of rebuild, and they're going to need to get a quarterback next year. And Denver's going in there with Russell Wilson, who's going in there, and he's going to lay the payback smacking on Seattle in the stadium that he built and brought them a Super Bowl ring. Russell Wilson will destroy that team. I'm telling you right now that Denver Broncos are not going to be as good as people think. I'm predicting that Denver does not make the playoffs, but they will go to Seattle. They will win this game big, 27-10. Denver, they'll go 1-0. Seattle is a very bad product with a very bad quarterback. And I'll go to my game, and maybe I'll get criticized for this, but the final game that I'll put up is the New York Giants go to Tennessee for week 1. A young, inexperienced Giants team with some good young talent, but young. There's been a lot of losing lately. Going to Tennessee against arguably the best front defensive line in football, the best physical running back, Henry, in football. Now, they lost a little and they lost A.J. Brown, but I think it's a tall order for week 1 to expect the Giants to go there to win. A lot of Giant fans are expecting wins, and I'm afraid they're going to come out very upset. I think the Titans win this game. I think the Giants give them 3 quarters, but they're inexperienced and they're not going to last 4 quarters. I think the Tennessee Titans win this game 24-17. The Giants will show you fight and give you a little optimism towards the following week when they come home and open up a home opener against Carolina, which I could tell you right now they'll win that game. But for week 1, this is not a great matchup for the Giants. You don't know if Kayvon Thibodeaux is playing. He's probably not. You don't know if the other defensive end, Azeez Ojulari, is playing. He's probably not. There are injuries on the O-line already. But you got young talent. Barkley's healthy, and I'm predicting Barkley to have a big breakout season. And you got good receivers on this team. The Giants season is not about wins this year. The regime told you that when they cut Blake Martinez 5 days ago. It's about growing, especially in the second half of the year, towards one more big draft where they might go out and get a young new quarterback. They got a lot of money next year, over $100 million to spend. This is a growing year. Don't judge the Giants by wins and losses, as they are the 3rd youngest team in the NFL. But under this regime, there's a clear-cut direction for the first time in about 7 years since they chased Tom Coughlin out the door. So you do have some upside. And the guys that are coming here are the guys who built this monster Buffalo Bills team that I think is ready to storm into the Super Bowl this year. Those are my picks for week 1. I don't really have a lock. It's just I gave you my picks. If you needed one team as a lock win in the entire league, I tell you that the Denver Broncos with Russell Wilson will beat Seattle on Monday night. All right. My first guy I'm bringing in is my boy Billy from Staten Island. He's a big Miami Dolphins fan. I became very close to him over summer. I love this guy. He's a good guy. Let's bring him in here. Yo.
What up, Miz? You hear me?
Yeah, Billy, what's going on?
What up, my man? How's Florida treating you?
You don't have a picture?
No picture? Damn, let me try to get it. Hold on.
That's all right. Whatever you want. We can hear you. Hey, what's going on, Jeff? How you doing? Yeah, it's week 1 in the NFL, my man. We're in a league where we play for pay, when we separate the men from the boys by the price of their toys. What do you got? Give me some picks this week. Talk about I know you're a big Miami Dolphins fan. I know you don't like my pick this week. I just would be a little worried because the Patriots are like little scheme artists. So
I respect your pick, Miz. I respect your pick.
The mic is yours, Billy.
All right, thanks, man. I appreciate you having me on, bro. Yeah,
Miss
it's
me?
a big week. Yeah, oh yeah, I miss your ass, bro. I love you, and you know we had great memories this summer, bro. And those
Yeah.
are things that are gonna last a lifetime, man. And I miss your ass, bro. Get back to New York ASAP.
Yeah,
All
man.
right, let me start off with this right here. So
Go ahead.
I'm a big Dolphins fan. You're gonna call me biased, uh,
Hey, it's all right.
but all right, but I just think the Dolphins are just gonna handle business this weekend, excuse me. Um, the Dolphins defense should eat up Mac Jones. We all know Mac Jones isn't who everyone thinks he is. Um, and I just feel like the Dolphins are just gonna steamroll them this week for
All
some
right.
reason.
All right. I know
And
the Dolphins are loaded on talent. On paper, the Miami Dolphins are one of the better teams in the league. We know that.
for sure, for sure. We just got to worry about that team you picked to win the Super Bowl, though.
Yeah, I
We just
mean,
have
I
a
think the
problem with
entire
them.
country agrees on the Bills right now are going to be a big time team this year. So,
Yeah, they're definitely going to be. We always have a problem with them. We can't seem to beat them. I don't know what it is, but they got a great team. And hey, the Giants got a good coaching staff over there, man, with the Bills coach, with all those coaches. So you guys got some upside over there with that.
yeah, I'm excited. We have a good regime. I think it'll be a year. Some of the fans are not realistic. You know, they're hoping for playoffs this year, but you got to be realistic. I don't think the Giants are there yet. It's not a complete roster. And it's a big year to know if Daniel Jones is the guy, and he's not. And Daniel Jones can have a good year, and I think I can tell you right now, the Giants are still drafting a quarterback next draft. I can tell you that because
All right,
it's a type of quarterback class that you can't pass up. You just can't.
I hear you. I hear you. I feel like the Giants got to give Jones this year. You know what I mean? Give him a shot. Don't ride with him, and don't be one of those haters like you always say, and just stick with your guy. The Dolphins been there before with those quarterbacks, and
Right.
you just got to ride it out. Even with Ryan Tannehill, I loved Ryan Tannehill. But it just didn't work out. But you know how it goes in the NFL.
Yeah. No, I know.
But all right, back to the picks, man. I got some picks
Go
for you
ahead,
this
man.
week.
Yeah, what's your picks for this week one? You can still talk about Miami. I know you're a big Dolphins fan.
Yeah, man. So this week my big underdog, I like the underdog I like this week is the Minnesota Vikings at home. I just feel like they could beat the Packers, like you said. They got a good team. I love Justin Jefferson. He's a great wide receiver. I feel like he's gonna have a big game versus the Packers.
Right.
I mean, it's week one. We could say whatever we want. We don't, we haven't seen no one play yet. But yeah, that's how I feel for an underdog. And also another underdog I like is the Arizona Cardinals playing against the Chiefs, and the Arizona Cardinals are home, and they're the dogs, big dogs. I like the over in that game as well too. But I just feel like Kyler Murray could put up keep up with Patrick Mahomes, but his line's a little shaky. We'll see how it goes though. Those are my two little dogs that I like. I'll take them with the points and even the money line. Sprinkle a little bit on the money line.
Arizona Chiefs over under is 53 and a half.
Yeah, they could score. They're scorers.
Right. You say you like the over.
I like the over in that game. So I just feel like it could be a shootout with Mahomes, and I don't know how Mahomes is going to be now without Hill. His big receiver. I don't know what's going to be the game plan. To Kelsey 10 to 15 times. I don't know who else that I got. Valdez Scantling, who they added over there. I don't know. Sky
Yeah.
Moore, the rookie. Is he on the Sky Moore's on the Chiefs? Sky Moore, the wide receiver. Is he? I think he's a
I
rookie.
think so.
I got to double check that.
Listen, the Chiefs I don't care what people say. Tyreek Hill doesn't matter to me at all. The Chiefs is still going to be the Chiefs until somebody proves to me that they're not.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
I don't see the Chiefs not winning 11 games. So
that's going to be a great division, man. Everyone's got a good quarterback: Herbert, Mahomes, Wilson, Carr. Oh man, that's a great division, man. That's a hard division to pick. Who's going to win?
Hey, how you doing, Ralph? Jeff? I think a lot of people are predicting Herbert to be MVP. I don't usually pick MVPs. I don't care about fantasy. But if you ask me to predict an MVP, and again, I'm not a fantasy guy. I don't pick numbers. I don't pick guys for stats, and I don't do MVPs.
Right.
But I'm going to lean to Josh Allen because I just think the Bills are poised to have that type of year.
100%. I agree with you. They got all the weapons. They got a great defense. They just got everything, man. If everything clicks this year, it's going to be scary. I don't really see them losing a game. Honestly, looking at their schedule. I mean, I know I'm a Dolphins fan, but I mean they got to, I can see them going 17-0 throughout the regular season or whatever. 18. What is it? 17? Yeah, 17-0.
No, the Bills. It's hard to go undefeated, but I do think the Bills can win 13 games. Definitely, maybe 14 if they win the game tomorrow night, which I think is one of their hardest games of the season to go into the championships home and try to beat that team. We haven't seen that. I think only one team since they've been having open Thursday night defending champ games Thursday nights to open the season. I think only the Giants are the only team that lost way back in 2012, I believe. Every other year, I believe the defending champ on the opening Thursday night has won their home game. So I believe the Rams will win tomorrow night, but I still think the Bills are going to the Super Bowl.
I agree with that pick. I like the Rams tomorrow night too at home, getting their rings.
Hey, what's going on, Pat? My boy Pat, the big man from Big Blue Crew. Welcome to Big Pat Sports is in the chat. You should Billy. You should subscribe to him. He has a great channel. He puts out video content every day. And
Sure.
yeah. So what else? Give me an underdog for the week. What's going on?
I gave you an underdog already.
Popular Opinion Sports. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate everybody coming in. We're doing predictions for this week. We're doing 4 picks. Give me a lock of the week. Give me a dog of the week. And give me a Super Bowl prediction. 2 teams. I told people earlier, and I told Pat a week and a half ago. I think Pat almost fell off his chair. I got the Buffalo Bills going to the Super Bowl against the Minnesota Vikings. Yes, you heard it right. The purple people from Minnesota. I'm going to sneak in and get on a magic ride to the Super Bowl. I believe that they have a very well-balanced football team. They're flying under the radar, and I believe Cousins is poised to put up monster numbers this year. I think Cousins finally puts it all together.
I mean, it'd be about time, man. He hasn't done anything. I mean, I could see it happening too, bro.
Hey, he had what do you have, 5,000 yards there? He had big numbers last year, Cousins.
I'm saying in the big game, he never pulls through, though. You know what I mean, bro? Monday night football, he sucks. You know what I mean? Like he just there's games where he just doesn't show up.
Right, I agree with you. But I think the Vikings are beating Green Bay Sunday. The game's
me too. That's my underdog. That's my underdog right there.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's a good dog. I like it. That was my dog too. I like them.
Yeah, even them and the Cardinals. Take Cardinals with the points in the over. I like that this week. Even going against Mahomes, it's his first game. It's the first game of the year. I like the points. Kyler Murray should keep that game close. I got a few new weapons.
Give me predict the score for that game.
Hollywood Brown is on the Cardinals now. I see him having a nice game. The score for that game. I think it's going to be 34-27 Chiefs. And you take the points. If the spread's at 6.5 right now, you buy up the point. You take the Cardinals plus 7.5.
That's a shootout. You're going to make me take the over in a parlay. I like that over. You're right. That is almost a lock over.
I just like the over in that game, man. I don't know why. I just have a funny feeling.
What do you see in the What do you see in the 49ers Bears game in Chicago?
What do I see? I see a young quarterback in Justin Fields who has no line, like you said, who might get killed at some point this year. That's just saying in general. But in this game, I see the Niners. I don't know, man. Trey Lance. Let's see what he got. It's his first. It's not his first start, but it's his first opening day start. Let's see what the kid got. That's a rough game to pick, but I think the Niners win by more than a touchdown.
Yeah, I like the Niners. They should win that game by about 8 to 10 points. I mean, the Niners are supposed to be strong. Even if it's a young quarterback, they have enough physical pieces around him, right? He doesn't have to hold up the ship in this type of game. The guy is on defense to do it, so.
Yeah, this could be easy. You could take the Niners defense to score a touchdown. I also like the Dolphins defense to score a touchdown this weekend against Mac Jones. They did it in Week 17 against them last year. Xavier Howard had a pick 6. One of the best corners in the league. Don't forget about it. And
to be honest, this is a early important game for the Dolphins. I'll be honest with you.
That's my lock of the week, man. I know I'm a Dolphins fan, but I'm going to be riding the Dolphins -3. I'm going to take it -2.5 just to be safe. I'll buy it down a point because I know it's at 3.5 now, but I'll buy it down a point just in case it's a close game. And you know what? I think Tua really explodes this year. You know, it's his third year in the league. And I just see him having a big year this year, you know, with all the weapons we have. We have Gesicki, tight end. Both of those. We got the Cheetah. We got Jalen Waddle, the Penguin. You know, we got all these. We got these pieces, and we got this defense too. So, hey, man, I think the Dolphins are a lock this week. That's my lock of the week.
Yeah,
Miami
right.
Dolphins.
I could be 100% wrong. The Patriots could be finished. You know, we'll find out. We're gonna find out. I mean, they don't look good, but I just feel like this guy Belichick is not just gonna go down away that easy. So hey, we'll see.
No, you're right, bro. He's the best coach in the league, but that only takes you so far. You know, there's not Tom Brady isn't there, and I just don't like Mac Jones anymore. Honestly, it's just I mean, I'm not anymore. I just never liked Mac Jones. I just not even in college.
Hey Billy, the New York Jets have 4 games coming up against the AFC North in a row, all 4 without their quarterback. What do you think? Well, no, seriously, no joking around. We all like to abuse the Jets. I get it, but what do you? They got they host the Ravens. They go to Cleveland week 2.
That might be a win. That might be a win for them. That could be a win.
Cleveland could be a win. I agree. I think if there's a game on that, they could win as Cleveland.
Who's quarterbacking? Joe Flacco?
Yeah, Joe Flacco.
All right, Joe Flacco's a good quarterback. He's an experienced. I could see him winning one of those 4 games, man. Come on, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I could see them. Yeah, I think that's the game they'll win is the Browns. I do think they're going to lose the other 3, but you know, because a lot of people are sleeping on Pittsburgh, but the Steelers to me are always the Steelers. So
true.
You know, I don't think they're going to be so bad. You know, I mean, if the Steelers are having a horrible year, they're still winning 8 or 9 games. They always do. So.
Yeah, they always figure it out. The Steelers, they're always a good team, even if they don't got Big Ben back there, you know, as the quarterback anymore.
You got most of the guys in my chat are obviously there's a whole big YouTube community, and a lot of them are Giant fans. You know, being from New York. Or what as an outsider who lives in New York? You're a Dolphins fan that lives in New York. What do you think of the Giants and Titans Sunday? And what do you think of the Giants the rest of the season as far as Daniel Jones?
Well, whenever the Dolphins aren't in the playoffs, I'm always rooting for the G-Men, and that's my team. Whenever the Dolphins aren't in it, I always root for the G-Men. But this game coming up Sunday, I'll take the Giants with the points. Honestly, I'm scared of Derrick Henry, and well, you know, obviously what he's capable of and what he could do to this defense. But I think the Giants are a young, tough team, and they got some good coaching, and I can see it being close on Sunday with the Titans. And for the season coming up, for the Giants, I feel like they can win 7 to 8 games. That division, you could easily win the division with 7 to 8 games, bro. And nobody's a lock in that division, especially the Cowgirls and the Eagles are shaky and the Commanders are. So Jalen Hurts should have a good year, though. That's the only person I'm scared of in the NFC East. He's a good quarterback.
Yeah, but the Eagles look strong, you know. So we'll see what they do during the season, but
for sure.
I mean, I just feel the Giants are an incomplete product right now. They need another season. So I think the Giants are a year away from maybe.
Let me ask you this, Miz. So what do you mean by when you say they're a year away? What happens this year if Jones doesn't do well or if Jones does mediocre?
I'll tell you straight out what's gonna happen. I know this is gonna happen, but fans don't like this. But I'm a guy who supported Jones all these years. I even had his jersey.
I know.
This is Jones's last year as a Giant quarterback.
Win or lose?
Yeah, he has to have a spectacular season for the Giants to keep him. And I think even if the Giants keep him, they're still drafting a quarterback in next year's draft because you're not letting that class of quarterbacks pass you by. Because if you let that class of quarterbacks pass you by, and Jones he's an average guy the rest of his career, we're going to be doo-doo for another 5 years. So you have to draft one of these young, talented QBs in his draft next year. What's up, Mac? How you doing, man? What's up, Solo? What's up, my man, Bucco? Chris Bucco's in the chat, big Jets fan. That's Chris Bucco, Bill. You remember him from the gym.
Okay. Yeah, well,
My
retro,
friend
right?
Chris. Yeah. The Jet guy.
Yeah, I
Jet
know.
fan. What
Great
I'm
people,
telling
man. I
you
love that
as
Jet.
fans is this, man. This is a growing year. This is not about wins this year for the Giants. Unfortunately, I hate to say that going into week one. You're gonna sit there, you're gonna root for Jones, you're gonna root for wins because you're a fan. This regime told you a week ago when they cut Blake Martinez that it's not about winning this year. It's about letting the kids play and grow and filling in the
Right.
rest of the roster next offseason and draft. They want to do things the right way through the draft. And they also are going to get their quarterback. They did not draft Daniel Jones. And they told you that by not picking up his 5th-year option. So it's pretty obvious.
Respect.
I
Respect.
think the Giants will win 7. I think the Giants can win 7 to 8 games, like you said.
Yeah.
Probably 7. And that's a great way to grow into next year. The kids won some games. They're getting better because this is the 3rd youngest team in the league. And you go into next year's draft. It's a monster. It's a big quarterback draft. And you have about $100 million in spending money. So they'll be able to put together a pretty good team for next year. But as far as this year, if you have hopes to go to the playoffs and win a playoff game, I don't think you're really being realistic with yourself.
Remember what that guy told you, bro? What did he say to you? The Giants are going to win 10 games. What was he smoking, bro?
Yeah. I mean, listen, man.
No, I'm just kidding. It's good to have high hopes for your team, bro.
If the Giants win 10 games, let me tell you something. I'll be so happy and excited. That means we had a good year. But let me tell you something. In order to win 10 games this year, Jones has to play the best ball of his career, and Barkley's going to have 2,000 all-purpose yards.
Barkley's going to have a big year, bro. I don't care which way you put it. I just feel like he's going to explode this year.
That I agree. I do agree. I think Barkley's going to have a big year. I think
big year.
The thing is, again, this regime is moving into the future. They're about to make this team their way. I don't know if they're bringing back Barkley either. I know the fans.
They're bringing him back. What do you mean they're not bringing him back?
That's not for sure, man, because he's going to want $15, $16 million a year for another 4 years, and I don't know if these guys are going to pay him. Because they could go get another good running back in the draft for nothing. So you got to see what's going to happen here. Yeah, I love Barkley. I think he should stay a Giant, especially if he has a good year. So we'll see if they work something out. They could always tag him for 1 year.
True.
It's probably the way to go. You tag him for 1 more year. You tell him, yo, you did it this year. Show me it again next year.
Absolutely. Now, I had a question for you, Miz. What do you think about Matthew Stafford and his injury with his arm? What are you thinking with that? You think that's for real, or do you think that McVay's pulling out a book from Belichick's pages, a page from Belichick's book with that? Think he's trying to fool people with that, or what are you thinking?
Get to your question 1 second. Let me answer a couple guys in the chat. I'm just gonna highlight it a little. What's up, Jeff? How you doing? Jeff is a good guy. He's part of the YouTube crew also. He's a big Giants fan. And you got my friend Steve from Los Angeles, who I worked with for many years in Brooklyn. He's out in Los Angeles now. He's a big Raiders fan, and I guess he's asking, did you cover the Raiders yet? Not yet. You know what? We'll get to the Raiders right now before we go to Billy's question. I'm going to let Billy talk about the Raiders. I personally think the Raiders have a very good team. They're very strong, but they're in a very tough division. So, you got the Chiefs, man. You got the Chiefs, Chargers, and the Raiders. Denver's also real strong, but I might be wrong. I think Denver's going to finish in last place, and not even a bad last place. They could still be a winning record,
I was about to say that. I was going to say, if they're in last place, they're like 8 wins or what, you know what I mean? 7 wins at least.
100%. Pat's in the house. He said, I got us at 9-8. Unpopular opinion in sports. He's a big Giants fan. He thinks the Giants could be 9-8. That's not unrealistic. At least you're keeping it real and you're leaning to the positive side. It has a good year. They could be 9-8. Buko loves the Eagles to win the division. And I know he told me that before. He's got the Cowboys second, which, you're not breaking any ground because everybody's picking the Eagles and the Cowboys. Solo My underdog of the week pick one actually is the Giants over the Titans. I agree with Miz that the Broncos are the lock of the week. Super Bowl picks are Chiefs over the Rams. Okay, Chiefs and Rams. You got the Giants 7 wins. That's where I got the Giants. What's going on, my man Mac? Mac's a big Giants guy in New York or around, and that's it. Yeah, Billy, what were you saying? Let me see. I got one more over here. Unpopular. We're 7-9 range. We're building something special in the trenches. Offensive line and defensive line will be the top of the league by the end of the year. And that's what I'm saying, man. If you get the Giants to win a bunch of games in the second half of the year and their D and offensive lines get stronger as the year goes on, you got momentum. You're building into the following season. And then you could expect to be a playoff in 23. You know what I mean? Yeah. Go ahead, Phil.
No, I was just saying about Matthew Stafford, and I heard he had like a Tommy or whatever, like an arm injury, whatever, of some sort. And I heard, and I'm just saying, I'm just thinking now, like, I was gonna ask you, what do you think about that? Like, you think he's McVay's pulling a page out of Belichick's book and making up an injury, or like not making up an injury, but just putting that out there and making people wonder, like, oh, is Stafford 100%, or is Stafford gonna be the same guy?
I think he's fine. I think that a lot of stories coming out, a lot of teams, there's a lot of smoke, a lot of bullshit.
Yeah.
I can't believe any of these things. We'll see them all on tomorrow and Sunday because coaches want the other teams not to know what's going on. The guy Salah tried to be a sneaky and make everybody think Wilson was going to be able to play this week. And I told my friend the other day, actually Chris Bucco was in the chat, that he has zero chance of playing. He said, no, we'll see. It looks like he might play. I said, he's not playing. It's bullshit. Salah's trying to play gamesmanship. And then you find out today he's not out for this week. He's out for a month. So, there's a lot of fake stories going on. I believe the Giants kept Kadarius Toney on the sideline the entire preseason. They kept making up that he has some injury to his leg. I believe he had no injury at all. Dabo just didn't want to play him in preseason. They were saving him for the regular season. They don't want to show people their playbook. A lot of that going on around the league,
For sure. I respect. All right. I just wanted to ask you that, Paul. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you got other guys who want to get in here. I gave you my underdogs. I gave you my lock of the week. Dolphins -2.5. Buy that point down. And I'm going to give you my Super Bowl prediction right now.
Billy's Super Bowl prediction out of Tottenville, Staten Island.
Nah, bro. I'm not Tottenville, but we don't got to disclose that information. I'm just kidding. I love you, bro. All right. So here's my prediction. It's going to be, like you said, the Bills are going to be there. I hate to say it because I'm a Dolphins fan, but the Bills are really good enough, and I think they're going to make the Super Bowl. And I think the Rams are going to come back and make the Super Bowl as well. So it's going to be tomorrow's matchup in the Super Bowl.
Oh wow, okay, yeah, that could easily happen. Yeah.
Yes, that's my
Bills and Rams in the Super Bowl, and who's winning?
It kills my heart to say this, man. It really does. But the Bills are really good, man, and I just see them winning it all this year. And I think it's going to be 31-24 Bills final in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Bills are winning the Super Bowl. But hey, you got to stay healthy through the season, so we'll see. Yeah.
How about a 3-team parlay? Can you hook me up with a 3-team parlay for this weekend, man?
A 3-team parlay. I already did I took the Yankees. I gotta look. I didn't even look at the football games like that yet. So
yeah.
I'll definitely text
we can
you.
talk about that this weekend.
Yeah, 100%. But like I said, I think Denver's the lock of the week for this week.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
There's no way Seattle gets up to beat Russell Wilson when he returns to play his old team. So that's just the NFL set Seattle up for that one. But
yeah. But hey, you never know, man. These games it's only week 1, bro. You never know.
Right.
Seattle 12-man at home. They can pull that team together, and never know, maybe an upset. But hey, you're right. I see Denver winning that game.
Yeah, Steve says here in LA, which he's out in Los Angeles. So he says here in LA, besides the Dodgers, everybody's talking about Stafford's injury. Well, we're gonna find out in about 24 hours about Stafford's injury. We're gonna find out actually, tomorrow night at 8:30. I believe that he's fine. I think it's all crap. I think he comes out and plays very well. And we got Mac. I took the Broncos in my suicide pool this week, so he agrees with us.
That's a good pick.
And Broncos, my sleeper team in the AFC. Okay, all right. Yeah, there's a lot of good teams in that division, so that's definitely going out there and making a good pick.
The AFC is stacked this year, bro. And every division's pretty good, other than like the Jets and
Man,
Patriots.
2 tattoos in his stomach today. That's crazy. He's got off on the stomach. Somebody's telling me Rodgers is going to get to another Super Bowl. I agree with you. I've been saying this for 2-3 years already, so I still stick with that. And maybe it's this year, so I'll say Bills and Packers. And you know what? A month ago, I was picking the Bills and Packers myself. Unpopular. I had Green Bay and Buffalo in the Super Bowl, and I don't know. I just feel like I've been looking at teams, and the Vikings have caught my eye, and they're being slept on. So I'm stepping out of the box, taking a team different than what we usually all take. So I'm going Minnesota and Buffalo. But yeah, the Packers definitely could get there. Yeah, Rodgers is definitely due to go. That's it. Let's see. Yeah, Broncos is a sleeper all the way. He's laughing at him. Steve's a Raiders fan, so he's basically being sarcastic and laughing at him right now. I mean, the Chiefs is still the Chiefs, so until someone knocks them off, they're the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Chargers are going to be a beast. Herbert is the real deal, and their front four on defense is a monster because now they got Bosa, and I believe they got Khalil Mack. So the Chargers defense is sick. And Chargers are going to be rough. I'm picking Kansas City and the Chargers to go to the playoffs in that division. And I think that the Raiders will make a fight for the last wild card spot. They'll be in there competing. I think the Broncos are the one team in that division that I'm picking not to make the playoffs. I don't think Russell Wilson goes there and carries them right to the playoffs. Things don't work that way. It's going to be a change for him. It's going to be an adjustment. It's going to take time. And that division's stacked. So Zach be back to beat the Dolphins, he said, Billy.
Yeah, I know. Week 4, that's when the Dolphins go into MetLife and play them. Man, I'm trying to go to that game. I can't wait to go to that game, bro.
Yeah, it's a good game. Definitely. Tough division. Yeah, I think, like we said, man, just be realistic with the Jets. I don't think they're winning this week. I think it's a real hard game, even if Zach was there. But I think that they could beat the Browns with Flacco. I think they definitely could beat the Browns with Flacco week 2.
Are they at home for that game or are they on the road?
No, they're and that's the thing, man. Cleveland's in Carolina this week, and I think it just has the makings of Carolina winning that first game at home.
Oh, yeah, so Baker's first game.
Yeah, so the Jets are going to be up against it when they go to Cleveland in week 2 because they're going to get an 0-1 Browns team, and the Browns defense is one of the best defenses in the league. So one of the better defenses, I should say, one of the better. So, the Jets got their hands full, but that's nothing new. I mean, it's just a bad hand dealt when you lose your starting quarterback. But listen, man.
Happens to everybody, bro. Happens to everybody.
The Giants, I believe, is a tough game in Tennessee. You already know what I think. It's not. So then you come home to play Carolina. If Carolina gets a win, maybe it makes it a little easier. I believe the Giants will win that home game against Carolina. If the Giants don't win the home game against Carolina, they're 0-2, and the next game they play Dallas, they're going to be 0-3 and the season's over. So their must win comes week 2 at home versus Carolina.
I agree with that.
World Series, maybe. Chargers, maybe. I think that I won't lay the Mets I wouldn't put the Mets to sleep yet. I know they won 2 games today, the Mets, both games. And even though the Yankees have struggled, I'm not going to lay the Yankees to rest yet either. And the Astros are, a team to be dealt with. So,
hey, Miz.
Yeah.
Ever since you left New York, bro, the Yankees have been downhill, bro. You
I
you
know.
left, and all the swag is gone to Florida with you. That first half, we were killing it. We were
Well,
killing Yankees
The
money
Yankees
line.
had some injuries, so I still think the Yankees are going to be okay. I really do. They
Nah,
have a
you're
little
right.
time here to get it right and get healthy. They got to get healthy. That's what it is. They've won what, 2 in a row now. So they won today. They have a game right now tonight. I could actually check the score out for you right here. Well, the Mets are up 10-0 in the second game. The Yankees are up 4-1 in the fourth. So the Yankees should take a doubleheader today, and that should be what, 3, 4 games in a row. So they're starting to turn it a little bit. They have injuries, and Stanton is playing, but he's not healthy. So let me see what Unpopular wrote. The Jets have a good running game and defense. I don't see them beating the Ravens with Flacco at QB. 100% agree with that.
Ravens should run all over them, bro.
So brother Miz, you're rocking the Saquon Barkley Penn T-shirt. Yeah, I am.
Little
Thanks.
Barkley, little Barkley.
Little ball. Penn State. I ordered it from Penn State University. I like the college shirts, you know. Von Miller is playing for the Bills. Yes, Von Miller is the starting edge rusher for the Buffalo Bills. Across from another beast that they drafted last year, Greg Russo, out of Miami Hurricanes. The Bills were ranked #1 defense in the league last year, and they only added a couple of more stars to that defense this offseason. The Bills are the best defense in football.
Agree.
And the thing is, you can make the case that they're also the best offense in football. And the league might have got a break with the Bills because they drafted a punter who's the best kicker in the entire nation, who punted a 91-yard punt in the first preseason game, and then he got arrested and he got kicked off the team because he was part of what they alleged him to gang rape at college last year. So the Bills kicked him off the team. This guy had a iron foot, so they would have had a punter that punts 90 yards. Okay, so I mean the Bills are on steroids right now. That's about it. Anything other team you want to talk about, Billy? Anything you want to say?
Nah, man, I just wanted to hop on here. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you got other people coming in here, and
Well, I'm not gonna stay on long. This is predictions. Whoever came in, came in.
oh,
I
okay,
know
okay,
that
okay.
the other guys are having a big stream tonight. I'm part of them. It's called the Blue Crew. There's a good there's a lot of us there, maybe 20, 30 of us, plus a lot of other people that watch.
All
So
right,
I
send me
think
that
they're
link
having
to
a
that. I'll
big
join.
stream, and I'll probably jump over there. And what I'm gonna do is send you when they're on the stream. I'll send you the link to that stream. So whenever they go on, because they go on like 3 nights a week during the football season, we all go on, and
Okay.
you'll have subscribe to Big Pat. It's Big Pat Talking Sports, the guy I showed you earlier in the chat. You subscribe to him, and
Yeah.
he does a lot of shows, and he does a lot of live shows, and we're all in there. And you could call in and talk Miami football whenever you want. It's usually at 9:30 at night on. So they must have just started, but yeah, the Big Blue Crew. I'll send you the link to them tonight so you can have it and save it.
All right, bro. I
Big
appreciate it.
Football Crew. That's Billy, my boy. We talk week 1 football here. Every week I'm gonna do a prediction show. Besides my videos, I'm pretty sure for the last few years there's been a lot of rant videos. We're hoping there won't be a rant video too many this year. Maybe the Giants can finally turn shit around and get something right. We'll see. But this was a prediction show. We had a good time. I know you could jump over and catch me over on the Blue Crew. I'm going to jump over there now. I enjoyed everybody that came in and supported. We'll do more shows. I usually do a Miz in the Midday show once a week in the football season where I have a show like this where people call in and talk about the games. And usually I do it around 2, 3, 4 in the afternoon, whatever time I can. It gives you something for the midday because a lot of shows are on at night. So I chose to take the afternoon. But tonight, it was the first week, so I jumped on it spontaneously, like at the last moment. And but join us the rest of the year as we have a midday with Miz. We're talking football. Talk your talk. Make your predictions. May the best team win, and may the Eagles die.
Yo, Miz, thanks for having me on, bro. I
Yeah,
appreciate
I'll
you.
call you. I'll call you, Billy. I'll call you later or tomorrow.
All right, man. Yo, thanks for having me on, bro.
All right, salute. That was Billy. That's one of my good friends. He's a big Miami Dolphins guy, a very knowledgeable sports guy. Loves the Brooklyn Nets and the New York Yankees. Hey, it's gonna be a fun season. Week 1's approaching. We are hours away from week 1 in the NFL. Don't get down after one game if it's a loss. Don't dream of Super Bowls if you won. People overreact to week 1 more than any other game, week, or any other sport. Take an even keel and understand this is a growing season for the Giants. I love you too, William. Understand where we're at. We're a growing team. We are not even rebuilding. We are building, and this regime is the right regime to do it. Let's go into the game this Sunday at 4:25, and let's see what the Giants can give us. This is one thing I always say. You may win on paper, but on Sunday afternoon on the gridiron, you have to play the game. You don't get wins on paper, and you don't get wins because Max Kellerman on ESPN, that stupid clown, says that you deserve to win. No, you got to play the game. And I'll tell you one thing, that guy never played the game in his life. G Nation, what's up? So you got to get on the field. Subscribe to G Nation. He just reached 1,000 subs. Congratulations to him. He puts in the work. You got to play the game on Sunday. You can't talk about the game. You got to play the game. And guys like Stephen A. and Max Kellerman, they think they know something, but they never laced up the cleats and got on the field a day in their life. Because if a guy like Max Kellerman got on the field, he would melt like a Carvel ice cream on an August day. So he can make all the predictions he wants. Yeah, the Giants are young, and yeah, the Giants are not going to go to a Super Bowl this year. But guess what? You still got to line up on the field at 4:25 on Sunday afternoon, and the Tennessee Titans might be better, and they might have more veterans and a lot more experience the last few years, but they still got to get on the field and play the damn football game. And I know that Coach Darboh has this team ready. Maybe we don't win the game, but maybe we line up and punch that team in the face, which lines us up for a home opener week 2 against Carolina. The type of team that if we do punch in the face, we're going to beat them. It's not about week 1. It's about 18 weeks of football. You got to punch and go. You got to punch and go. This is G Nation. What's up? I see you, Ralph. Give me a second, Raphael. G Nation's in the house. Stick it to his 11-6 bullshit. Nah, bullshit. His 11-6 prediction. He's on his shit. But guess what? That's his prediction, and he's allowed to have it. I think 11-6 is a little far fetched for this young team who's very inexperienced. But hey, like I said, any given Sunday, you got to line up and play the game. See you later, Steve. Thanks for joining me. Let me bring in Raphael, big Carolina Panther fan, another fan close to the family with the Big Blue Crew. What's going on, my man? Ralph,
Oh, hey, miss.
you been working out, man? You look like you slimmed.
Yeah, that's my camera. That's my camera because I just bought a camera and a high definition camera. So and I have a microphone. So this is like a good gift for my birthday.
Right.
But
Yeah,
yes,
go ahead, man. I know you're a big Panther fan, right? I believe you live down there in the Carolina area.
okay. So I just wanted to tell everybody else. Yes, I live in Charlotte, North Carolina, but right now, before I was I was a Panthers fan, but but right now it doesn't seem like really connected about it. So, and I just started to look at the history of the NFL and of course the teams right here. So I'm just looking Las Vegas, and that was that team that that we're looking at because I was learning about the history and about the players. But since I live here in Charlotte, North Carolina, because I'm from Barquisimeto, Venezuela, since 1993. That's the country that I was born and raised, and I live in Charlotte, North Carolina, since 2018. And I was realized that sometimes I don't understand it about the American football, which is the NFL, but I guarantee you that some of the good content creators from the New York Giants, the Raiders, and of course the Eagles and Cowboys, they just teach me about what's going on with the NFL, the news, the rumors. And speaking about that, I guarantee you this is gonna be interesting because I just realized that I just wanted to talk with New York Giants because that's the whole point. And I will see more to the defense line because right now I would love to see against Tennessee Titans, but careful. The quarterback
Right.
Ryan Tannehill is gonna be aware because if you look at the predictions and of course the stats between Ryan Tannehill versus Daniel Jones, could be like a different matchup.
Right.
So and I was saying about it because the coordinator Mike Cafe is gonna be like it's gonna be like a slow season, but it happens. It happened because after they just started the stick of the Giants, they used the summer and preseason because they put the whole responsibility on Kafka, which is the coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs. Now it seems that they have for like a potential win. And I would look at see the New York Giants are really gonna shock the season right here. I know it's gonna be like a tough competition for another teams like the Cowboys, Eagles, and of course Commanders. But I will say that the Giants will be looking at amazing right there because not only they have two jackpot players, which is Kevin Thibodeau and Evan Neal, and of course Wendell Robinson. But thinking about it, a lot of fans are getting disappointed for the season, but there's gonna be a lot of change, of course, for the offensive line to defensive, and they just realized that there are so many things to talk about against Tennessee Titans, which is be careful about it, which is the quarterback. But they know each
Right.
other well, and of course, among for anybody else, Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley are final year for our respective rookie contracts. And right now that I'm taking a note, Tennessee is leading for offense. That's the worry about the Giants because they have players like Robert Woods, Austin Hopper, and of course the defense, Kevin Moore, Denico Autry, and of course Jeffrey Simmons. They had to be careful about the offense because that's the only to worry about. And and the Titans has just finished 12-5 last year. And of course, the Giants were last 5 wins and 13 losses. But it
What's
seems
going
that
on, Logan? Sorry about that, Ralph.
okay.
What's up, Logan? Haven't seen you in a while. How you doing, my man? Yeah, go ahead. Continue.
But I guarantee you that's gonna be incredible. But I will see more like productive offensive line for the Giants, and of course, because it doesn't seem like a rebuilding. And and also for the Giants fans, there is another one question: Who will stop on Derrick Henry? No one does that. No one does it because Derrick Henry is unstoppable. So
Yeah.
not only do they worry about the offensive line, and of course they worry about the running back Derrick Henry, which is for the week one, but it's not going to the field Sunday, and it seems that there's like an opportunity. There's like an opportunity to shut them up, or before it's going too late.
Right. Well, the Titans are a veteran team. They have a very, very, very strong defensive line. So the Giants' young O line is going to have their hands full Sunday. I can promise you that they're going to have their hands full, and they don't even have a full starting O line. So Lemieux was out. So It's going to be a tough game, man. It's going, but the Giants do have a strong D line. But the problem is, we don't know if Thibs or an Aziz are playing, and if those two aren't playing, that's half your D line right there. So that's a problem. Like you said, you're going up against the most physical running back in football. So you also, and I understand why they did it. I get it, but they also just cut Blake Martinez, a very experienced tackle machine of a linebacker. That's another piece missing when you talk about going up against Derrick Henry. So you got to be realistic. I'm a realistic Giant fan. I'll be rooting for him like crazy Sunday. But am I going in expecting, we're winning this game? No, I'm not thinking that way. But I am thinking they could come back home next week and play Carolina in our home building. And that's a game the Giants should win at home. Because if they don't, their season's in major jeopardy.
Mm-hmm.
I think Carolina wins Sunday at home against Cleveland. I do.
Yeah, because they have some familiar faces right here. And of course, there's nothing to doubt about Baker Mayfield because everyone's shocked about the contract and, of course, the preseason. But there are some similar faces right here. Some just like a welcome back for there. So, but I think that, well, they would choose it like a great idea against Cleveland Browns because Baker Mayfield has shocked them all on the preseason. And of course, with injury of Sam Darnold will be out for this season right here. So it might that well, it's gonna be changed a lot because if they worry about the defensive line, they should worry about it because both teams are not perfectly good for the defense line, but it should be okay.
Right. Well, I think Carolina is home. Mayfield knows the Browns. The Browns don't have the starting quarterback. The guy who's quartering for them, it's like having a new quarterback again. So I think this is a game Carolina should win. They could win this game at home. Again, but Carolina is not too far from the Giants' boat. It's sort of it's a building year. You're not expecting big things. You're not going to the playoffs and making a run to a Super Bowl. So that's not for this year. It's one more draft, one more off season of getting players, building a team.
Yep.
And with the Panthers, a big part of it is the quarterback because now you got another quarterback starting this year. So we'll find out if Mayfield is a good fit for them. If he's not, they're going to go to the draft. They're going to go to the draft and look for another quarterback.
Yeah, that's right. Because well, I just said in some opportunities that Baker Mayfield is not a top 20 quarterback. But if you look at his stats right here, of course, for the last season and over the last seasons with the Cleveland Browns, it might be true about that, but he needs to build to prepare about it because there's another things that he need to prepare of. Because if he wins against Cleveland Browns, that'll be like shocking interesting. But he had to redeem himself. He had to well to prove himself that well he's not like well he's not like another bad quarterback, but he needs to redeem himself before it's too late. But I just see like the stats for the quarterback right here because he's not part of the light. He's part of like the bottom right here for like 21, 22 quarterbacks. But I would look at the C Baker Mayfield like a redeem himself because they're not worried about not the only offensive line but also the defense and of course the quarterback and the center, which is which is really I had to watch. And of course the Carolina Panthers did not qualify the playoffs, but it seems that well there's a lot of changes about the coach and of course the offensive, but I think Baker Mayfield is gonna shock them all. I guarantee, but that's not what it takes because he needs to redeem himself. He needs to prove himself to win that.
Yeah, I think he's a good match for Carolina. I think it's a good place for him. Cleveland, there was too many things going on, too many receivers with big egos, Odell, Landry, he got caught up in all the drama. In Carolina, it's a low-key place, not a lot of media attention. I think it's perfect for him. They could build a team around him over the next year or two. So I think it's going to work out with him over there. Who do you give me one or two teams you love this week, this Sunday? Give me one or two of your locks and give me your Super Bowl prediction.
Oh, for the Super Bowl prediction, now I think it's gonna be like tough enough, but I would love to see Raiders beat Chargers, which is like a perfect matchup for anything else. Also, I would love to see on this Sunday. Also, I would love to see this Sunday right here. Okay, so I would love to see Houston Texans is gonna be on the Napoli Colts. Not only for the running back, which is Rex Burkhead, but also he needs to be careful about the quarterback of the Indianapolis Colts. And I would love to see. I would love to see a battle between Green Bay Packers versus Vikings, which is totally must see to watch, because that battle between Kirk Cousins versus Aaron Rodgers, that's totally perfect. And
Boy,
I got my
it's one of the best games of the week, yes.
yes, yes it is. And of course,
I
before
said
I leave,
earlier, I like the Vikings to win that game. I actually
yeah,
picked the Vikings to go to the Super Bowl this year. I really do.
yeah, and of course, before I leave right here, I got my prediction for the Super Bowl, but it's not gonna be easy at all. I would say Buffalo Bills versus Minnesota Vikings for the Super Bowl.
What'd you pick?
I'll, I will pick Buffalo Bills is gonna win against Vikings for the Super Bowl. I mean, because it's been like long years to wait to see the Buffalo Bills. Because if you look at the defense right here and the offense, that's really tough. That's really tough. And of course, they're ultimate beast. And we can talk about Josh Allen, powerful quarterback points right here. So I would love to see Buffalo Bills versus Minnesota Vikings for the Super Bowl. And before I leave it here, I just
Wow,
wanted to
same Super
say,
Bowl I picked. Yep, same thing I picked
yeah,
earlier. Yeah.
yep. And of course, before I leave right here, I just wanted to say thank you, Miss, to having me. And of course, talking
Oh yeah,
about,
anytime, man. I'm gonna hop over to the Big Blue Crew on Pat's channel right now. I know they're live. Supposed to have a lot of people tonight, so you should just hop on over also and throw in your 2 cents. Why not? We're gonna go
yeah,
over there. I know G
yeah,
Nation's high in here, and I'm gonna see him over there. And I just do a little prediction video, a little prediction show for people to come in and give their Super Bowl
uh-huh,
predictions and a couple of picks for this week. And each
yep,
week I'm going to do something like that, like I did last week, the Miz's picks, and let people come on and talk. And usually I do it in the midday, like on a Wednesday or Thursday, like around 3-4 o'clock.
all
So
right,
tonight I
all right,
wanted to jump on, but
all right,
appreciate having you. And this is Raphael,
yes,
Carolina Panthers fan.
all
And
right,
he also is a part of the Giants, whole Blue Crew.
yep,
So he's part of the Blue family.
yes.
And that's about all, guys. Thank you. Thanks for coming on. All right, guys, I'm gonna close up shop. No big deal tonight. I just gave my picks. Like I said, my one lock of the week is Denver going in Seattle. Denver going into Seattle. I think Russell Wilson's gonna mop them up in the stadium that he built and gave them a Super Bowl. So he's gonna come back home. I don't think the Broncos make the playoffs this year. But they're in a tough division. But I do think they're gonna have a big game on Monday night. I like the Cowboys to beat Tampa Bay Sunday night. It's a payback game for last year. Tom Brady missed the entire preseason, and I think that's going to affect an older guy. As great as he is, I still think it's going to hurt him. So I like the Cowboys to beat Tampa Sunday night. And the Vikings are going to beat Green Bay Sunday. If you want to call that an upset, then that's my dog. Another dog to watch. I don't know if they're going to win, but I would take Detroit Lions with 4.5 points to cover the spread against the Eagles. The Lions are feisty and physical. The coach has them being very feisty and nasty. I think they're going to give the Eagles a good game in Detroit. And I'll stay away from the two local teams. That's the best I could say about them. My Super Bowl predictions. The Buffalo Bills are going to the Super Bowl this year. You can lock that up and go to the bank right now. The Buffalo Bills are going to the Super Bowl, and there's nothing anybody's going to do about it. That team is loaded at every aspect of their team, even their cheerleaders. Okay, the Bills are ready to go. They should have been there last year, and that's only going to put an extra chip on their shoulder. And I'm going outside the box for most people, and I'm not going to pick the common pick of every year, you know, the Packers, Tampa, the Niners, the Rams. I'm going to go outside the box. I've been watching this team. They've put together a real football team, and it's the quiet snakes that you got to worry about. I think Cousins is going to have big numbers. He's going to put it all together, and I think the Minnesota Vikings are going to find their way all the way to the Super Bowl this year. Buffalo Bills and the Minnesota Vikings. The Buffalo Bills are going to bring the first Lombardi in history to Buffalo, and that city's going to erupt. Buffalo Mafia. It's probably going to be one of the biggest celebrations on a Super Bowl night this country's ever seen, because they've been waiting there. And I know a guy who deserves it more than anyone, who's gone through a real rough life, and that's Jim Kelly. And he's still up and he's still kicking. And I believe the Bills bring the Lombardi this year back to Buffalo, New York. That's my show tonight. I'm going over to the Blue Crew. Anybody who wants to hop over with me can. Look for me next week for the Miz in the midday. And I'll have a video probably after the games on Sunday. Usually do my reaction videos on Monday. Have a good night.